Well, I'm just amazed that they can't figure out, the Republicans are worried that we can't pay for ensuring an additional 10 million children. They sure don't care about finding $200 billion to fight the illegal war in Iraq. Where are you going to get that money? You're going to tell us lies like you're telling us today? Is that how you're going to fund the war? You don't have money to fund the war or children, but you're going to spend it to blow up innocent people if we can get enough kids to grow old enough for you to send to Iraq to get their heads blown off for the president's amusement. This bill would provide health care for 10 million children, and unlike the president's own kids, these children can't see a doctor or receive necessary care. 6 million are insured through the Children's Health Insurance Program, and they'll do better in school and in life. In California, the president's veto will cause the legislature to draw up emergency regulations to cut some 800,000 children off the rolls in California and create a waiting list. I hope my California Republican colleagues will understand that if they don't vote to override this veto, they are destroying health care for many of our children in California. In the previous job as an actor, our governor used to play make-believe and blow things up. Well, President and the Republicans in Congress are playing make-believe today with children's lives. They claim we can't afford health care. They say the bill will socialize medicine. Tell that to Orrin Hatch, Chuck Grassley, and Ted Stevens, those socialists on the other side of this Capitol. The truth is, the SCHIP program enables states to cover children primarily through private health care plans. But the President Bush's statements about children's health shouldn't be taken any more seriously than his lies about the war in Iraq. The truth is that Bush just likes to blow things up in Iraq, in the United States, and in Congress. I urge my colleagues to vote to override his veto. America's children need and deserve health care, despite the President's desire to deny it to them.
Members are reminded not to refer to the President in any personal way.
I hope that we can find, as we close today and we come to this vote, enough people on both sides of the aisle who will vote to override the veto. It doesn't make much sense. It is there's no cost, there's no illegal aliens, there's no rich people, unless the Republicans choose to make it possible for them. It's a bill that paid for, unlike the war, which the Republicans don't mention. What are you going to do for that $200 or $300 billion bucks, folks, that you're spending to kill these kids when they grow up? You can't answer that, can you? You look at your shoes, look up here, you don't know. So you don't even want to talk about $200 or $300 billion to kill innocent Iraqis and young men and women. None of the members of this House, yield myself an additional 30 seconds. There's no member of this House that has an enlisted child over there. There's no risk for you guys.
The gentleman's time has expired, and members are reminded to
yield myself an additional 30 seconds.
Members are reminded to address their remarks to the chair, and the gentleman is recognized.
I thank the distinguished speaker. So, in the fact that we don't want to talk about killing children that we send to die in a war and spend $200 billion, we're going to shuffle on calling things socialism, Madam Speaker. And we're going to talk about if we only had a chance to do this a little better to make sure that illegal aliens were treated a little less fairly than they are now, we might vote for it. It's too bad. It's too bad that they're voting to harm children for a bunch of really petty grievances that they have in the minority. And I hope they'll change their minds and vote to override the veto.